Hi, how are you today? This is Darren from EnglishTuition.org, and I'm the English tutor. Now in today's video, I want to talk a little bit about popularity. Does a teacher need to be popular among his or her students in order to be an effective teacher? Let's discuss that. It just happens that I came back from a lesson and I was asking my student in a very teasing manner that if I am his favorite teacher. So he was just laughing and he said, "No, you're not my favorite teacher. You are my second favorite." So I thought that was quite amusing, right? He's a very cute boy and he just gave me his honest opinion, and I appreciate that. And over the course of the past few years, I sometimes just talk to students, in a very casual manner, just to find out what are their opinions of their teachers, and whether is it a requirement for the teacher to be popular with them in order for them to be cooperative and in order for them to learn effectively. Now, it will probably surprise you to learn that from some of the feedback that I gather, that students, as they grow older, the older they get and the more mature they get, they do understand that teachers, are strict with them, with their interests at heart. Because I have students telling me that their favorite teacher is not the teacher who is the most lenient, because sometimes lenient teachers have got classroom management problems because they're too lenient. The kids kind of just don't care about them, just make a lot of noise in class and cause all kinds of distractions. So as a result, they cannot learn during the lesson. So every time there's a lesson for this particular teacher, that time is wasted. And older children have come to understand that. So when I asked them who is their favorite teacher, I was surprised to hear that they choose a teacher who is fair, who is fairly strict, right? But at the same time can teach really well and can control the class and can tell interesting stories, right? They kind of have the this innate ability, right, to be able to tell, okay, this teacher is able to teach effectively and he or she has my best interest at heart. Of course, younger children will give you their opinions based on how many prizes you give them or how much sweets that you give them, right? You can easily bribe them, okay, and become the most popular teacher overnight. I still remember one of my students came back and told me that her English teacher in school, okay, was one of the most hated teacher, right? And the teacher told them, right, rather bluntly, that she doesn't care about whether the kids like her or not. All she cares about is that the kids can learn and improve. Now, I kind of agree with that to a certain extent, because at the end of the day, for me as well, I go into teaching not to win a popularity contest, right? I didn't go there and try to be Mr. Popular, right? I go there to offer my services and to offer my guidance to kids who have a genuine desire to do well in their academic studies, right? And if they do not have that desire for some reason and they do not have that interest, it is very difficult for me to guide them. Okay, they need to find that motivation somewhere, right? And it is never ever a popularity contest. I don't need students to vote for me, right? If I want to join a popularity contest, then maybe being a politician would be a better choice, right? Where I know I can try to win the votes of the residents and so on and so forth. But there's no voting involved, right? So I kind of agree with what the comments of the English teacher, that at the end of the day, okay, my relationship with my students are transient. Okay, in other words, it is a temporary arrangement. The only reason, okay, or the primary reason why we get together is so that we can work on the child's academic pursuits, right? And we can help the child make progress. Okay, when a child eventually takes his exam and he graduates, then he will be out of the picture, and then a new student will come along, and then we start the whole process all over again. So with this type of arrangement, okay, it is not necessary for me to say, I have to be the most well-liked teacher, that you have ever seen, right? However, I think that sometimes it is easier to work together if the student likes the teacher. So I always encourage students, you know, to not just complain about everything that they see. Okay, I mean, if they want to find excuses not to attend the tuition, that's very easy, right? Just say, oh, this tutor, just badmouth the tutor, right? This tutor is no good for whatever reason, and then over time the relationship between teacher and student degenerate, and then he or she will be out of the picture. Then why do we even start the tuition arrangement to begin with? Because ultimately, if the relationship is destructive, then it's not going to be beneficial to anyone. So we should try to foster a more positive relationship between both student and teacher. Okay, but I think it is up to the teacher to make a judgment call as to how he or she wants to maintain that relationship. Okay, personally, I think that it is important, okay, to keep the professionalism, right, and to let the student know, right, that we are here to teach. We are not here to be your friends. We are not here to be your buddies, right? We are not here to be your best friend. Okay, so you have to respect that boundary and that authority, okay, in order for the teaching to be effective, right? So you don't come to every lesson, no, expecting me to joke with you, right? You don't come to every lesson expecting to receive some prizes or tangible prizes before you do your work, right? So you come to the lesson with a genuine desire to learn. This is a kind of a tricky relationship to get right, because learning can be a very difficult task for some students, right? Because some people just don't accept feedback very well, and it is part of teaching, you know, to want to give that for teachers to want to give that feedback, because if the students can accept the feedback, then only will the student adjust and learn and improve. If the students cannot accept feedback or doesn't take feedback very well, for whatever reason, then he or she, you know, will not learn. Okay, and he will, then there's a tendency to just repeat the mistakes over and over again, right? So, my goal, okay, when I work with the child, with the student, okay, is to make sure that he or she learns the lesson, okay, that the lesson objective is met. Period. Alright? Anything additional, if the child likes me, that's a bonus. Okay, if the child hates me, well, I did my best, right? So I tried in whatever way that I can to coax the child and motivate the child and encourage the child. Okay, but then still some children are, you know, just unappreciative of everything that the people around him or her have done for them, right? So they complain not just about their tutors, they complain about their school teachers, they even complain about their parents, right? And this is the kind of attitude that we want to avoid. So if when they are young, and if I can explain to them that, you know, when we give them feedback, okay, it's not to make them look bad, okay, or when we ask for their results, okay, it's not so that we can get them into trouble, okay, it's because we want to know their progress, we can track their progress, and that ultimately we are here to help. Okay, if the child does not see that, if the child hate me for giving homework, for being strict, for whatever reason, then so be it. Alright, that's my stand. And let me know your thoughts. You may disagree with what I've said. You can leave your thoughts in the comment section below. If you like the video, thumbs up, you know the drill. If you dislike the video, give it a thumbs down. Okay, if you'd like to participate in future discussions like this one, then feel free to head on to my YouTube channel and subscribe to it. We also have a Facebook page. Do follow us, and I'll talk to you soon in the next video. Bye.